Hey everybody, this is Shirlene with ScrapTheWorld.com, a real store. So today I am coming to you briefly to say that decluttering, dehoarding, destashing, whatever you want to call it, is emotional, stressful, but also relieving. Um, some of you may have heard in my video earlier, past video, that the fire marshal came because the firemen had come the day before to help me into the house because my knees and my back had given out. They could do no more after 8 hours of running around to doctor's appointments. And they helped me into the house and they saw my craft hoard, and I guess they were obligated to report. And so the fire marshal came. Now, mind you, I got enough scrapbook paper. I could hold a barn fire for the neighborhood easy. Like, bring your marshmallows and hot dogs and let's just have fun, kind of thing. So, but their main concern was not so much that I had so much craft supplies, well, that I had so much of it in the house. Um, and I told him my husband always jokes around that he lives in Michael's because Cheryl's Crafty World is crafty world. I got everything. I don't have just one kind of thing. I don't knit or crochet, but I have everything else, and then stuff that I collect for altering. Your toilet tissue rolls and your Pringles cans and your cigar boxes. And it's just so funny because whenever I get something, I'm like, oh, I can craft that. And so these things pile up, and then there's people that know I craft, so they give me stuff, and before you know it, the house is a little cluttered. But their concern was that there's nothing um, that hinders any way out if there's a fire or an emergency. And because I'm now handicapped, there is a 3 to 4 foot clearance that has to happen. Okay, so before we had more like a 2 to 3 feet, because you can move in that space, but they want, and me and I'm on a walker and everything, and I move a little slower than everybody else. They want me to have a 3 to 4 foot clearance around everything. So, and then in each room, there needs to be 2 ways of exit. Of course, the doorway, and the window. So I got to make sure there's nothing in front of the windows now. And normally I just have a desk there or a table or a TV or whatever, just the way, so things just have to be moved around. And of course, my craft stuff has to be organized. So they called a company that clears out hoards or whatever. Now, at first, I was just like heartbroken because my house is not nasty like you see on TV or whatever. It's just got a lot of stuff in it. It's not nasty with trash and boo boo, and you've seen some of these places that like you gagging at it watching it on YouTube or TV. And I knew we were going to be clearing out anyway because we are going to be putting the house up for sale, and we're also going to be moving to an apartment in Arizona. So we can't, put a 1,400 foot house full of stuff into, a 900 feet or 1,000 feet apartment. So, well, you can, but it'll be a little cluttered. So, and we ain't trying to do that. If it was up to me, I'd get rid of everything and just do a small house, a tiny house. But Bob is not into the whole tiny house movement. So, we got to find a happy Oh, excuse me. We have to find a happy medium. So it looks like an apartment. But anyway, the people were really nice, and thank God they believers. And I talked to them, and I explained to them that at one time I had a love affair with QVC, and so they might find some new stuff, or stuff I've used maybe once. And I don't exactly want to throw that away. Can we donate it to Goodwill or to a church, and let it bless somebody else? And they were like, sure, no problem. So that was one of the things. But they did say they're going to put up shelving So what they're gonna do is we have a bedroom and bathroom down in the basement. So they're gonna shut up that bedroom as storage. But the fact that they're bringing in shelving and everything for us, I'm just like, you guys are a godsend. I just thought they were gonna come in and throw everything out and that was it. And he was like, oh, no, 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 we work with you. You know, this is not TV. We work with you. You tell us what you want to keep, what you want to get rid of. And we just basically want to get you fire compliant, you know, and then everybody's happy. So that's what's going to happen. So I look at it as a blessing in disguise, for the simple fact is me and Mr. Bob, it would have took us forever to get all that done. And they're talking about bringing two guys in with them. So for a 4-man group to get it done in 5 days and 8 hours a day. So I'm like, okay, cool. So now they're waiting to hear back from the agency that sent them to us. And I'm praying to God that they get the grant to cover the cost, because me and Mr. Bob, I'm not trying to come out of pocket with this. If they, no more than buying some more plastic tubs to organize stuff, and if I have to rent a U-Haul storage room, and that's not hundreds, that's what, thousands, so I'm just, it is what it is. But I wanted to talk about the freedom that comes with decluttering and downsizing and being able to let it go. When I was going up and down the East Coast doing crops and retreats and cruises and all of that stuff, my stuff was moving, because I was selling stuff. Of course I buy more, but I was selling stuff. And, most of the retreats I went to would have not a trade table, but you could bring stuff that you want to get rid of. Sometimes you buy a pack of paper and you use, 20 sheets out of it, and the other sheets, you're not going to use. So, you put it, or stuff that your stickers that you use 2 stickers out of it, you're not going to use the rest of them, stuff like that. So, since cancer came into my life and shut everything down pretty much, nothing's really been moving. And, HSN still has their little scrapbook days and stuff like that. And the scrapbook expo comes around once a year, and I haven't exactly shut down my craft buying. So I'm probably going to be having a de-stash sale too. I'm still praying on whether I need to keep my silhouette or not, because I know there's girls out here that have multiple silhouettes because they are sticker businesses for planners and stuff like that. And I might just go ahead and let someone have one if they'll just pay the shipping. I know, but I just feel bad because my husband bought that for me once we won the battle over the cancer, and to just give it away, I don't know if but then that's going to leave me with no machine for, cutting and stuff like that, except for my handy dandy faithful cuddle bug, which is man powered. So I'll see. I might just keep it's the original silhouette cameo that he bought for me back in 2014, I think. 2014. So she's been sitting 5 years now, and I haven't plugged her up or anything yet. So I have to even see if she's still good. But I probably will be destashing. I know I've got a couple of brother machines, print with those machines that print out, what do they call them? Label machines. I know I have a couple of those. I only need one. I know the little tabletop spinny thing that you put your pens and stuff in. I know I have a couple of those because I won one at a crop, and I had already had one on hand. I know I have rolling totes. So you guys that are in the CT area, if you need some rolling scrapbook totes, I know I got at least 4 of them. What else? Just tons of stuff. I have all of the punch boards, and the only one I really use is the envelope one. And I just started using that like a few months ago. What else? I'm not getting rid of any of my beading because that is my thing that I do a lot with my dangles and my pens and stuff like that. And I'm making some beaded bookmarks right now. There's just a lot. It's funny how I know everything I have. I have tons of dies and stamp sets and, oh my gosh, stuff. So I may have been a little bit of a shopaholic back in the day, missing my kids because we're empty nesters. Mr. Bob works, and so I'm home all day, just kind of like, now what, Well, now, I'm focused on getting my health back as best I can since, we got rid of the cancer. Now I got to bounce back from that. Um, but it's just a breath of fresh air to be able to let stuff go and to get the help that you need. We had put a request out to friends and family, and nobody could help. I think one set of friends who were friends with my son were the only ones that responded. And I was like, okay, I'll make a mental note of that. And so they came yesterday, and they're coming back again this weekend to help us. I will be having a big yard sale this summer as well. They offered to help with that, so good, because, Mr. Bob is old and I'm slow, and I have to keep my hands to hold me up on my walker, so it's kind of hard to use my hands for other things. But I'm still a general when it comes time to take care of business. I think that's one thing that the Lord instilled in me. I can push the emotions, the emotions to the side, take care of business, and visit emotions later. So I wanted to just get on here and let you know that sometimes you can be looking at the whole journey and let it overwhelm you, and you forget to take the first step in beginning the journey. So that's what I'm doing. We're taking the first step, although there are others that are coming in to help us. I could lay here and be like, absolutely not, you can't have nothing, you don't know, don't touch my stuff. But I know better, to let some of it go, to make these people happy so they can stop harassing me, because I don't need marshals knocking on my door bothering me all the time about my house. But just to make sure, and apparently in my town there's been an influx of fires, and there's also been firemen that have been hurt. So they're like super cautious right now, super hyped about anything. So they're, although they're not going house to house, they are really putting the word out that, if your house has anything that could be remotely cause of a fire or hinder someone from getting out safely, you need to fix it ASAP. So that's what we're dealing with. Thank God we're moving in 2 years. I miss Arizona. Anyway, so I wanted to touch base with you guys on that and just let you know if there's anybody else. I know we all joke around about our craft hoard. All of us are not fortunate to have a whole room dedicated to our craft. I'm in a 4-bedroom house, and it's just me and Bob, so I have plenty of room to convert one of the rooms. It's just that he works full time and I'm limited, so we haven't been able to get around to it, as they say. So we're getting around to it now by force of hand, pretty much. But I just wanted to say that, pay attention to it. If it has gotten out of hand, don't beat yourself up. It's something that can be fixed. It's not the end of the world. And you will feel better when it doesn't feel like the walls are closing in on you, or it doesn't feel like I've got this overwhelming task that I have to do. And sometimes you feel secretive, like what is that lady called? Oh my gosh, the Fly Lady, I think she's called. The Fly Lady, because I think I started following her a little while back. She's chaos is can't have anyone over syndrome. And so that is so true. When your house is in chaos, you can't have anybody over because you don't want nobody to see the chaos. And it's been a little while since I've had anybody over since the cancer situation. Before that, we was having dinner parties, barbecues, all kind of stuff, because I love to entertain, and I have all the stuff for that. I got your burners, your sternos, your pots, your pans. I got silicone. I got cast iron. I got green pans. I got Temptations. You name it, I got it. How many pressure cookers and crock pots and uh but anyway, I have a young lady that is friends with my son's friend. Well, she's the girl, well, fiance. She's the fiance of my son's friend, who's almost like a second son to me. And she wants to start a catering business. So I was like, you know what, sweetie? I don't need all of this stuff. You can have it, in return for helping us, clean out. You can go ahead and have it because I don't see me doing any barbecues and all of that stuff right now in my current condition. I'm hoping to get better enough to at least be on a cane. If I could be on a cane, that's good. The walker thing, I'm over it. I'm over it. But that's a whole nother. What am I trying to say? That's a whole nother video. What I want to say is the main point of this, because I don't want to get off track, and believe me, I can, because I am a people person, and when you're a people person and you spend a lot of time alone and then you get around people, you become like diarrhea of the mouth. You're just like, oh my God, people to talk to, other human beings, oh my gosh. But anyway, what I want to say is don't beat yourself up. If it's going to take you some time to deal with your situation, do that. Take that one step towards your journey. You do one box a week, one box a day. When you have some free time, work on it, but definitely don't let it overwhelm you. And we all, if you got craft stuff and you want to give it to a school or a nursing home or anywhere that does crafts, or you want to just bless somebody that doesn't have, I probably will put a box or two together for someone that's just starting out, or someone, that might have been in a situation where their house burned down, or they were part of, a flood or something like that, because of hurricanes and so forth, that I might donate to. Definitely will pray about it and let the Lord lead me, because there are unfortunately, some dishonest people in the world. And I don't want to get caught up in all of that. I got enough on my plate. But I just wanted to say that the journey, don't be overwhelmed by the journey. Just take that first step. And that's what I'm doing. My first step, unfortunately, is being forced a little bit. But I'm accepting the help, because at the end of the day, we need it. I've prayed about it. I've asked God to send help, and He has. So, something that would have took me and Bob probably 6 months to a year to do, they're going to bang it out in a week. And everybody will be happy. And that's exactly what I want. So, I just wanted to share that with you today. Also, I haven't been on camera in a while. Sorry I don't look, beauty queen for you guys. If you know me, you know that I keep it real. I ain't got nothing to hide. I am who I am. Take it or leave it. That's God. That's me. It is what it is. We all go through our challenges in life. So I hope you are being blessed. And if you have a craft hoard, a real craft hoard, remember, don't let it overwhelm you. Take one step at a time and you'll get there. And don't criticize yourself. Don't tear yourself down. Things happen. Things get out of the way. Things get put away. Things get put to the side. And before you know it, you look back and you're like, whoa, when did this happen? So just don't beat yourself up about it. It happens. It happened to me. And that was the first thing I had to learn, was don't beat myself up about it. It's not something that can't be fixed. Okay? I love you guys. I hope this helps someone. I hope you're tremendously blessed, and keep crafting. Bye for now.